YouTube? What's going on Facebook? What's going on Twitter? Or should I say X or whatever it's called nowadays? Hope you all are having a wonderful week so far. It is Tuesday, I think. I'm not sure. Sometimes I get mixed all up and lost. But it's okay. Because this is another day in crazy town. So if you are joining the show, first things first, let me know you can hear me. And also, chat and say what's happening to me. I want to know who I'm talking to. That's right. Can you hear me? Breaker 19. So let's see. Make sure the chat's working. Okay. Oh, you got an ad? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. An ad. Somebody said her face is kind of scary. Yeah. She's pretty scary looking and pretty scary acting. And I'm assuming you're talking about Mika Brzezinski on my thumbnail. She done lost her mind. And I mean, right now, somebody need to go get a TDS doctor. Is there a TDS doctor in the house? Well, I'm the only one right now. I'm the only one qualified. I guess, it's like one of those doctors to be on the scene and something happened. And they're like, okay, well, I got some medical training. I'll step in and do something. So I got to step in and help her out because she's losing her mind, along with many others. So hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other social media platforms. Make sure that you are subscribed and you're still subscribed and not unsubscribed against your knowledge or will. All right, please do that for me. Other than that, let's go ahead and get busy, man. Like a real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. That's right, man. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we want to start off before we get into Mika Brzezinski and the rest of the crazy liberal left that's losing their mind because Donald Trump is digging into them on multiple levels. We have to take a little trip up to start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I've got to get up out of here. New York. We got to go there first. But don't forget to check out the merch store, y'all. Oh, yeah, check it out. Yeah, go get some. We got a new shirt out that you guys would probably enjoy. And I got some other stuff coming out too. The young lady who does the merch and does the designs, she's fabulous. And so I want y'all to stay tuned. But in the meanwhile, go check out the store. If you want to get something for Christmas, please do. And also, if you text MAGA to 330-974-4607, just in case they try to unexist me here, I'll be able to at least let y'all know where I'm hiding out at. Y'all could come get me or something like that. And then finally, we're coming down to the last couple of days of my monthly fundraiser. And if you can, please, and would like to help out, feel free. I make it convenient by putting a link right below the video. Now, let's head up to New York and see what's happening with who. New York has a brand. We have a brand. New York. Yeah, that guy. Let's see what's happening with Mayor Peanut.
Get around.
I love the city, and I love my job.
You are an interesting New York character, don't you think?
No, just the opposite. I personify the energy of New York.
Y'all hear Peanut Head? I personify the energy of New York. Oh, do you, Peanut? Well, that's when he first won, and Anderson Pooper was interviewing him, and all of them was celebrating because they got themselves a black mayor up there. How much more identity politics can you get? Got yourself a black mayor in the biggest city. Let's see what happened to this guy.
Eric Adams, mayor of New York City. Oh. Someone who's about to get a dose of reality.
We have a brand. New York has a brand.
Yeah, man. That's one of my favorite lines ever. Got the nerve to be up there looking like Kojak. Smidge of Kev L right there with the sunglasses. We have a brand. New York has a brand. Well, let's check in on that brand, y'all. Because usually when you have a brand, you want to, put it on a billboard and market it and tell everybody, come get it. Yeah, you're proud of that brand. That's what you want to do. All right, everybody look at the brand. So let's see what's going on with the brand lately.
Listen, there are 8.8 million people in this city, 30 million opinions, but there's one mayor.
Tonight,
There's one mayor. Y'all hear that? He was proud and happy to be the mayor until.
Not good news for New York Mayor Adams. His approval rating has fallen to its lowest yet, just 28%, lower than any other mayor's approval rating in over a quarter of a century.
What? How could this happen? I mean, wait a minute. He's black. He's a Democrat. If you're a black Democrat, that automatically immunes you to any criticism. The folks in New York should be celebrating in the streets just because they got a black mayor. There you have it. They should overlook every other thing right about now because they got a black mayor. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. Shut your mouths. We're going to give you liberal voters what you want. It's somebody that fits the identity politics checkbox. There you have it. So overlook all the crap that's going on around your city because you got a black mayor. How could they not like him? Are they all racist? Are all these people in New York white nationalist Trump supporters?
Over a quarter of a century.
my God.
Oh, he's doing an awful job.
It has been a year of careening crises for Mayor Eric Adams. The flood of asylum seekers from the southern border has consumed his administration. So overwhelming, it has gutted budgets and diverted city workers.
Oh, snap. It looks like Mayor Peanut Head has been set up by the Biden administration. There you go. They set that man up for complete failure. Stuck him in there. See, you can't just be black. You got to be black and quiet and obedient to the liberal left, to the Democrat Party. Just being black alone is not enough. Just being a woman alone is not enough. Just being bisexual, transgender, gay, all of that stuff means nothing to these people, okay? You get in there, we celebrate whatever diversity box you check. And at the end of the day, whatever garbage we dump on you that we can't justify or explain because it makes no sense, your job is to cover it up. Your job is to smile and kiki and kyak kyak in front of the cameras and make excuses like Mayor Conehead over in Chicago, who refused to say, we were set up by the Biden administration by dumping all of these folks in the country first. But then the Texas governor said, y'all want them? You got them. You want it? Well, you got it. Yeah. Now bust a move. That's what I want to see. Bust a move. But I guess Mayor Peanut Head up there decided he didn't like all these illegal immigrants messing up the brand. Here we go. Oh, look at that brand. Now that's marketing for y'all. Don't y'all want to go? Yeah, the Big Apple, baby. Done rottened. Somebody said they just checked and they're unsubscribed. Good grief. YouTube, man. YouTube. They're trying to save their brand as a liberal social media platform. Unbelievable. So there you go. Y'all see that? Y'all see that brand right there? Don't everybody want to just rush out and buy a ticket to go to New York? Mm-hmm.
Roosevelt Hotel in Midtown has more than 1,000 rooms. It had to close during the pandemic. Now the city wants to use the building as it struggles to find housing for an influx of migrants.
Well, even if you did want to go, there's nowhere to stay. You'll be out there sleeping with the homeless because they done sold all of the rooms to the illegal immigrants. You'll be over there in one of them shelters. I got a good mind to just go ahead, leave everything behind, take Gizmo, go up to New York and live in one of those nice facilities that they built for the illegal immigrants who don't want to live there for free. Hello, work on my accent. Hola, I heard you have a free place to live. And I was over at the hotel. I'm not going to be ungrateful like some of the other people from wherever we're from. But can me and my little, let's see, El Perro, me and my El Perro, we want to come and live inside of the shelter for free. That's what I should do. Wait a minute. Are you really Mexican or whatever? See? Okay, now is that a Chihuahua you have? See? Okay. Well, go ahead in there. We got some snacks and food for you. And a nice cot. Some places to plug your... Live free. Why not? Take advantage of it. Yeah, so that's what's going on up there in New York, New York.
Michelle, her husband, and their 10-year-old son are entering the hotel for the first time.
Why?
They share that they lost their hardware store back home in Ecuador due to extortion.
Now, you know, that's a sad story. I mean, honestly, I feel for these people. You know, I know that the criminal element down in South America is off the hook, but that's not our responsibility. That's the responsibility of their government to solve it. And if they weren't corrupt, you wouldn't have to deal with a lot of this. They would be fighting back against some of this corruption down there. I was watching a Saudi cracker, and he was showing a video today of some citizens down in Mexico who got sick of the cartel going in, harassing them, and decided to pull out some machetes and go to work on the cartel. Now, they better be careful because I'm sure the cartel is going to retaliate. But nonetheless, they got sick and tired of these folks just coming in there, roughing them up, taking whatever, and doing all of that. So, with that being said, the government, they got a corrupt government, and it's probably assisted a lot by us. When you look at Mucus and all of them empowering and enriching the cartel by allowing them to supply us fresh illegal immigrants every day, they're accommodating the cartel. How do you think this family got here? You think they just bulldozed right past the cartel? That's my question. You know, you think they say, hey man, look, I ain't paying no fee, okay? Yeah, this ain't no toll. What you talking, man? Get out of my way. We going to the US. You think they did that? Nah, they had to come straight through the cartel. So let's see what happened to them, because I'm sure they're coming because of political persecution, religious persecution, something like that.
And want a better life for their son.
What? That's why they coming? For a better life. Is that something that you can apply for asylum for? I want a better life? Well, absolutely. Come on in here. We got all of that set up here in New York. We got a nice fancy hotel for you. You think that'll give you a better life? Look at this hotel, y'all.
Wow.
There he is. Y'all see Peanut? You know?
Mayor
Yeah, man. Now that's a better life for you, man. Because I went to New York about 15 years ago for a wedding. My cousin got married, and I stayed in an overpriced hotel after looking for the cheapest one. All right, let's see. Counting the pennies. How much this one costs? Is it 160 a night? All right, what if I only stayed half a night? Okay, so I got to stay the whole night and still pay? Okay. All right, there's any snacks involved? Wait, what do you mean I got to pay for my car outside? I got to pay to park in the hotel parking lot? They stroked me. So that nice fancy hotel is given to them for a better life. But I want a better life too.
Adams now is paying the price among voters.
This is bad. In fact, it's the worst ever rating for a mayor.
Yeah, a Quinnipiac College poll shows that a record 58% of registered New York City voters disapprove of the job Adams is doing. Just 28% approve. Among the most important issues, 72% disapprove of his handling of the homeless issue. 66% say he hasn't handled the migrant crisis well. And 60% say Adams, a former police officer, hasn't done enough about crime.
This is that moment where you might want to miss the place to blame on the Biden administration. But see, that's hard to do when you got video footage out there talking about we're going to be a welcoming city. New York welcomes immigrants, and we're going to make sure these people are taken care. See, it's hard to do when you were out there not counting up the cost, not realizing how it would impact your whole city. See, it's hard for you to throw the Biden administration under the bus when you supported their policies openly. We're a sanctuary city. I remember you saying that, Mayor Peanut. I remember you saying that. So now you just got to eat it. Just eat it. Eat it. That's all you can do. So here he is now. His approval rating has plummeted. He tried to blame the Biden administration, but let's see what happened.
What black scores are they looking at? We have far many more W's than L's.
Hush up, boy.
That's what happened. Hush up, boy. So as Mayor Peanut was out there, the federal government has to step in. New York is doing everything they can, but I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen a problem like this that I see no hope. All of that, and all of a sudden, hush up, boy. Send those feds down there, y'all. Then muster up some chick from 30 years ago. What's his name again? Mayor Adams? Okay. That guy, wait, tell me his name again. Mayor Adams, he sexually assaulted me. How long ago did you tell me to say? 30? 30. Okay. 30 years ago. That's what happened. When you don't hush up, boy. So now, let's see what the New Yorkers are thinking.
The rate is high, the crime is high, and the train station, the transit, it's awful.
The two issues most on the minds of voters, according to the polls,
Is what? Let me guess. Transgender rights, the women's reproductive rights. Could it be that? Climate change? You think so? Let's see.
crime and affordable housing.
Oh, real stuff. That's what you're saying? Real stuff is on the mind of the voters. Now, I hope they remember that when it's time to vote. See, for some reason, liberal voters forget the pain when it's time to vote for some reason. See, and that's why I always say at this point, I'm thinking you might want to go ahead and start twisting it. Yeah, I think you might stick it in a little deeper so that when it comes down to voting again, the pain's still fresh. If it's just a light affliction, you'll forget. By the time voting comes, you'll be thinking about what? Racism and reproductive rights, and you'll be thinking about that crap, not the real stuff. So with New York, with Chicago, with some of these big cities, sometimes it got to get worse before it gets better. Like up there in Chicago, where those black folks are saying we want to meet with Trump. See, and if we don't capitalize off of that, boy, I tell you. So let's finish hearing about this brand.
Two issues that have plagued New York City mayors through the ages.
Join us in California. Oh, hell no!
We are at an untenable situation right now,
What?
and it is painful for us.
No. It's going to be painful for you because your job is in jeopardy, buddy. You saw those polls. Now, after going up there to visit with the Biden administration, apparently he didn't even get to talk to Biden, I don't know. But they sent his butt back home. We don't want to see you right now. He went all the way to Oz to see the wizard. But the wizard can't talk to him because the wizard, he's fake. Yeah. So they sent him all the way back home with nothing. And now he has to confront his people and solicit their support. Now all of a sudden we got to stick together. All right. We all out here on our own. Now, I'm telling you, if I was him, I would straight throw the Biden administration under the bus. This is the time to switch parties. This is that moment. If Mayor Peanut has some sense, he would be going, all right, man, I'm going to have to go ahead and switch parties and throw them under the bus. But then again, I'm remembering Joe Biden. Hush up, boy. So let's finish hearing him go ahead and solicit the help of all these New Yorkers.
It is painful for the city, and I think that you see it being reflected in the polls. It is because our federal government actions have taken a toll on the people of this city.
What kind of actions? That's what I want to know, Mayor Peanut. What kind of actions? When I heard you out there talking about we're a sanctuary city and we're going to make sure that we take care of these people that comes to our city, the New Yorkers are going to step up. See, this is what I don't understand. See, maybe you need to get to the nitty gritty. Maybe you need to do like I said last night and start checking the source of the problem and not just stopping at the surface. See, because when you listen to the Democrats, they'll stop at the surface when it comes to immigration. They'll get out there and tell you, you know what, this has been a problem for years and decades, and Congress won't solve it. And the problem is we need more resources to process these people, help them get jobs quicker, and all of this stuff. No, that's not the problem. The problem is y'all have enabled it. Y'all have allowed these people to come here, encouraged them, made it easy for them. That's right. Y'all did that. So he needs to identify the real problem so he can get the cure. How you going to cure the disease if you can't identify the real problem? All you do is identify the symptoms. Oh, wow, you know what? My foot's purple. What could be causing that? I don't know. Feet normally just turn purple like this, I'm pretty sure. There's something wrong, deeper than your foot turning purple. So let's go ahead and finish hearing this guy have to break the bad news to the New Yorkers, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I tried, but the ship is going down.
We're going to continue to do our job in this administration.
Stinking it up.
But these are extremely challenging times.
Yeah.
And as I left Washington, D.C., I did not leave with optimism. I left with the cold reality that help is not on the way in the immediate future.
Yeah. Y'all hear that? Help is not on the way in the immediate future. If I was a New Yorker, I would run for my life. I'd be out there singing gospel songs. I'm running for my life. I'm running for my life. If anybody asks you why, tell them I'm sanctified, Holy Ghost filled. I would be out there bouncing. Put the kids in the back of the dune buggy and be bouncing. But here he is trying to give them some hope, some glim hope. It's going to get tough. It's going to be a cold winter. So guys, buckle up, strap up. We can get through this. No, you brought this on your whole city. Yeah, you should have stepped up when they start sending them in the first place. You should have been like, yeah, you know what? This is crazy. Let's change this sanctuary city status immediately. But nope, when the problem wasn't up there in New York and it was just down there in Texas and Arizona and all these places, oh, yeah, it was easy to talk about, you know what, nobody's illegal. There's no such thing as an illegal person. And these mayors down there, yeah, it was easy to say that. Until they showed up at your doorstep, Mayor Peanut. Let's continue.
It is going to be, at this moment, it's going to be up to New Yorkers and this administration.
Y'all on your own New Yorkers.
This challenge that we're facing.
Hush up, boy.
That's a classic right there. Hush up, boy. Man, he had the southern twang accent. That's the real Biden leaking out right there. There it is. See, he always slipping in and calling somebody a boy every once in a while anyway. But he just went ahead and sprinkled in the old southern slave master accent. Hush up, boy. So there you go, Mayor Adams. Now, I wouldn't, Mayor Adams, you can see he's trying to save his city, but he's going about it, in my opinion, the wrong way. And he's hitched his wagon to a corrupt party that will muscle you. See, they're not interested in any dissent. They're not interested in any rational solutions because they got a goal and an agenda. And any rational solution hurts that goal and agenda. They don't care if New York falls, long as they pack in their legal immigrants. See, so Mayor Adams, unfortunately, done hitched himself to a party that will either destroy him or he has to shut his mouth and allow this to take place. And the sad part about it, I would have a little mercy on him, but he sucks at his job. Plus, I remember when the little white lady was mad at him because of the housing, and Mayor Adams stooped real low and started pulling out some raggedy identity politics to bubble wrap himself from criticism. Right then, I was like, that dude deserves the business. Talking to me like, you're an old plantation owner. And I'm going, see, instead of talking to you like a concerned, upset New York citizen that's been played. See, yeah, but what you want to do is redirect it to funky, disgusting, bottom-feeding identity politics. So guess what? I have no mercy. I have no mercy. If you're going to hang with the Democrat Party and use these nasty, dirty Democrat tactics, eat it. When they turn it on you, eat it. Just eat it. But guys, wait a minute. Another dumb diversity hire. Y'all ready for this one? This dumb stuff right here is on a whole nother level. Look at this. I guess he's a Secretary of Education or somebody like that. Listen to what he says.
We're going to set up follow-up calls with every governor we met with to make sure we're available. As I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help. There are resources there. There's technical assistance there, and there's a playbook that could support the work you're doing. Count on us as a partner in this. Our students are waiting.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he is quoting Reagan in the right context. Because, see, this guy right here, is trying to say that Reagan, yeah, he was touting the fact that the government is a good thing when they show up to help. I think it was Reagan that quoted said, you know what, the government is here to help. Well, we better check the context in which which Reagan said that in. Here we go. Let's go ahead.
Thank you. As I think it was President Reagan said, we're from the government. We're here to help.
Yeah.
I think you all know that I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are,
terrifying.
I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
So President Biden, you remember a while back, he said help is on the way.
Yeah.
And then he signed that American Rescue Plan, so I would say help is here.
And look what that help looks like. Reagan was dead on. Unlike the dude who tried to quote Reagan. See, he just walked right into that. He just fulfilled the prophecy. Reagan straight up said the worst words is we're from the government and we're here to help. And this government showed up to help, and look what happened. Economies blew out, inflation's up, borders open. There you go. And there you go. There's fake Chameleon Harris talking about something. We're here to help, and look at that. Help is here, y'all. This is what help looks like. No, thank you. I don't want to see the government showing up talking about we want to get our knuckles in your medical. We want to get our knuckles in your education. We want to get our knuckles in your finances. We want to get our knuckles in your gun legislation. We want to get our knuckles in your freedom of speech. We want to get our knuckles. I don't want their knuckles in nothing. So that fool tried to be cool and hip and made a complete of himself. He gets the award of the night. The jackass award of the night. And boy, he ain't never lied. Reagan was dead on. That guy talking about they're here. We're from the government, here to help. Yeah, Reagan was right, because y'all suck. Here we go.
Help is here.
Help is here, y'all. Look at her, sorry. But I wonder what she's going to do after Biden either drops out or gets beat. What do you think her career is going to, just dissolve into? Think she's just going to be absorbed somewhere into Congress or something like that? What is she going to do? Sell books, maybe go and talk on the fake news networks. They'll find something for her to do. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, because Trump is growing stronger and more popular due to all of these attacks, due to the raggedy, the raggedy results of the Biden administration. There's a whole bunch of reasons why Trump is going stronger, due to the fact that people are realizing that, man, was it really that bad under Trump? I mean, now that I look back, due to the fact that the left have beaten a dead horse when it comes down to Trump is evil, he's white nationalistic, he's racist, all of that stuff. And the media just don't know what to do with it. They're going to try their best to spin the mess out of that. So y'all ready for the narrative's Price is Right? They're going to spin this mess so hard. So let's go ahead. Here we go. Oh, someone call a TDS doctor, y'all. Get a TDS doctor for her. She needs one.
Brand new polling out of Iowa on the Republican field for president. Joining us now from the big board, NBC News national political correspondent Steve Kornacki.
Now, why is Mika starting off with a quiver in her voice like she about to cry? Joining us from the brand new poll. She got the I'm about to cry voice. Y'all know that voice. Trying to keep it together. Hey, man, are you about to cry? No. It sounds like you about to cry. I ain't about to cry. I'm cool. Everybody knows that voice. Boy, I tell you, I'll never forget when I was a kid. In the summertime, I couldn't swim at the time. And all my buddies was going to the beach. My mom was like paranoid, about me drowning and stuff like that. So I knew it was going to be a tough sell. She's sitting on her front porch, rolling up her hair with those big old pink rollers, the ones with sponge ones, rolling up the hair in the middle of the day. Yeah, you would think you would unroll it and be ready for some type of action, but nope, she's rolling it up, middle of the day. I went up there gently. Hey, mama, Craig and Sean and Herman and all of them, and Benji, Linnell and Loretta and all that, everybody going to the beach. I was thinking maybe I could go to the beach. Oh, no, baby. You can't swim. But I'm telling you, Mama, I won't get in the water. I just want to put my feet. No. And boy, I didn't take it well, y'all. I was about 9. I took my butt upstairs and threw a fit. And didn't realize my window was open. All the kids waiting for me to come back and tell them the results. And all they hear is me screaming at the top of my lungs out that window. And then when I pulled it together to come out, they like, so what happened? Nothing. She said, I can't go. Was you crying? No, I wasn't crying. Sound like you was crying. I wasn't. Are those tear marks? Didn't even get rid of the tear marks. Too young to realize, get rid of the evidence. Tracks all down my face. I wasn't crying. Yeah, man. I know when somebody's busted up. So she's all busted up right here because of what?
Steve, what do the numbers show?
We now have Donald Trump leading with an outright majority in Iowa, 51%. Ron DeSantis, a very distant second at 19. Nikki Haley, 16. Ramaswamy and Christie at 4.
And there's nobody, Bob, who can do big better than me.
And look down there, Misa Jabba. The Hamburglar. Y'all see Grimace? Y'all see Grimace down there? The spoiler. All right, the penguin.
So do everybody a favor, just walk yourself off that stage and
beat it,
and get the hell out of this race. Oh my God. Look at this, Donald Trump's lead. He has added 8 points to his total. DeSantis up a couple.
So wait a minute. After all the work Mika and Joe put in to demonize Trump, we saw their great acting job. This is, I can't believe this guy. And they said that he sat there, he would just eat hamburgers. And this guy, I mean, you heard him say it out of his mouth. He's gonna be addicted. You mean to tell me after all of that, he's getting stronger? He's like the Hulk. The more you hit him, the more he gets mad and gets stronger. That's what you're saying? So Mika, it appears your smear campaign isn't working. Let's see how she responds.
Haley, who had been moving flat. I think it's significant because in the month leading up to this poll, you had Ron DeSantis pick up the endorsement of the governor of Iowa, the endorsement of a key evangelical leader in Iowa, got a lot of press attention for completing a 99 county tour of Iowa, had a Fox News debate against Gavin Newsom in front of millions of Republican-leaning voters, and was part of that 4th Republican debate last week that Donald Trump wasn't in. So for all...
Wow. So let me get this straight. Trump's not showing up at the debates, but yet winning the debates, getting stronger, increasing his lead. Nikki Haley is stagnant at this point, even though they're trying to prop her up, make it seem like she got a shot. Yeah. Ron DeSantis goes out and gets a couple endorsements, but not from the people, just from, I guess, a couple individuals or something like that. And the people was like, I don't care. I don't care if you are the pastor. I don't care if you are a bishop. Just because you decide to endorse this man, we're smart enough to know. Don't you believe it? So let's continue. I want to see Mika throw a fit.
All those things that we thought might be giving DeSantis a boost over the last month, it is Trump. Despite not participating in the debates again, it's Trump who's made the big gains. Trump who's moved to 51% in this Iowa poll. We asked folks,
Now see? If they would have just let well enough alone, they'd have left the man alone after he left the White House. But instead, no, what did they do? He's still lurking out there. He's a threat. Yeah, so instead of letting him go and do what he does, let him run again. But no, what they do? They launched the J6 thing. Then after that, they had all these indictments and all these charges and all this harassment and all of this. See, they couldn't let it go. And so what happened is they beat the dead horse, and now people are going, y'all just, every time you hit him, he gets a little stronger. Because we wake up. Every time y'all go ahead and go after him and do some stupid stuff, we're going, now wait a minute, that seems strange. Could it be that they're all in cahoots to stop this man? Now, if they would have left him alone, they could have still used a whole bunch of these last minute narratives like, okay, wait for about 6 months and then go, he's a white nationalist, he's a racist, but he's been silent. We done left him alone. He can't get out there and tell everybody that, these people are persecuting me. These people are using the government to attack me, the DOJ to attack me. He wouldn't be able to get out there and say, you know what, 4 indictments. You don't think that seems strange? They always go too far. They always overkill. the Democrats don't know how to operate in modesty. So now by attacking him, made him a martyr, made him stronger. See, same thing, Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah, having blase Ford. Yeah, that's not good enough. Now, we got to say Brett Kavanaugh's a gang rapist. There you go, ran a sex operation in high school. Always over the top, y'all. Always over the top. Which makes normal common sense people go, now that doesn't sound logical. That seems a little over the top. So now Mika is about to go ahead and try to hold back all of these tears.
Mind made up. 7 out of 10% of Trump voters in Iowa say their minds are made up. Again, more than double that of any of his nearest rivals.
What do you make of these numbers? What is going on? And I understand this is Iowa we're talking about, but still.
Now, wait a minute. It seems a little personal, Mika. It seems a little personal. What do you make of these numbers? What is going on? I mean, I know it's Iowa, but still. That makes me think that Mika has a dog in the fight. That makes me think that Mika has a personal desire to see Trump fail. So she can't understand why their voodoo isn't working. All of their witchcraft isn't working. So let's continue.
Look at what's happening. You may be a Republican. You may have voted for Trump thinking this all isn't so bad. It's worse. We gotta wake up.
We gotta wake up. Look at those eyes. Y'all see those witch eyes right there? We did wake up. That's what happened. All of those moderates and young folks we're about to find out all woke up. And you did it. You guys set off that alarm. Ring. By getting on TV every day. Trump's a white man. Trump's Ford diamond. Trump's a criminal. Trump's a traitor. Trump's Hitler. Trump's a Mussolini. Trump's a Mao. Trump's a... Y'all woke a lot of people up. Y'all woke a lot of people up because y'all covered for the raggedy behind creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. Got out here lying to the public, pushing all of this fake bull crap, these narratives throughout the last 4 to 6 years about Trump being a Russian agent and Trump, all of this stuff. Y'all did that. Now you got the surprise eyes. You can't even comprehend the fact that our voodoo ain't working no more. Our bat wings and our eye of newt and our sulfur, all the mess we've been using is not working. That's funny. She's really concerned, y'all.
We need to wake the hell up.
Whoa, we need to wake up. No. We are woke. I've been woke. I've been not woke in the woke sense of wokeness, but I've been awake for a long time. I've been seeing through y'all bull crap for all of this time. See, and now other folks are waking up. And that is exactly why they do the things they do to my channel. Every time I think about it, I get mad. Bull crap, man. I just saw somebody who had like 57,000 subscribers in a video, 180 something thousand views. I'm like, but I got 185,000 subscribers and I'm struggling. I'm about to upload some standalone videos right after this, y'all. So just keep an eye out because I'm sure you're not going to get a darn notification. Because guess what? They don't want Kev to be great and wake up some of these people who are still sleeping. So now what do you got to say, Trump?
We're going to complete the mission. We're going to see this battle through to ultimate victory.
Darn right.
We're going to make America great again.
Here, let me ask you just, as the Democrat at the table here.
Oh, God. Now here we go, y'all. They sitting there trying to contemplate amongst themselves to figure out what can we do. We got to pull something together, a last-minute ditch effort. Let's see what Jake Crapper comes up with. Let's see what fake Crapper and this lady right here comes up with.
I mean, your guy's losing to him.
By voters, right? And by polls.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
What other way would you be losing to him? Now, here's this Democrat operative on there talking about by voters and by polls. Yes, by voters and polls. Okay, you're acting like that stuff is irrelevant. Otherwise, it's only by voters and polls. Other than that, Biden's killing it. So let's go ahead and see what she got to say and what's her excuse.
Or what more Joe Biden can do to remind people of what is at stake, right? That's the...
Yeah. What more can Joe Biden do to remind people what's at stake? Besides coming out there saying, international depression, isolate, punish China. Coming out there and saying, 100 billion, trillion, gazillion, trillion, $1 million. See, all of that stuff, yeah, That right there reminds us of the mistake that we made or they made the first time. Every time he comes out there and he falls up or down the steps, you pick one, up or down the steps. Every time he comes out there and say, hush up, boy, stuff like that. Every time folks look at their bank account, every time folks look at the pump, every time folks are seeing what's going on overseas, that right there is the wake-up call. All of the people are saying, yeah, you're right. That's what Joe Biden can do. He's doing it. He did it.
The State of the Union theme, soul of democracy, constantly
Garbage.
talking about the battle for the soul of the country.
Nothing of substance. State of the Union theme, soul of democracy, constantly talking about the battle of the soul of the country. Can you spin that? Can you go and buy something with the soul of the country? All right, I'm here to buy a car. All right, that car is $10,000. Okay, I got the soul of the country. There you go. Go ahead. Do the paperwork. Can you buy stuff with the soul of the country? But here she is talking about all these stupid, superficial themes and, narratives and, gimmicks that the Democrats come up with that moves people all on the inside, deep down on the inside, y'all, but has no bearings in real reality. So she's talking about all that stuff. Don't forget about the soul of the country and all that stuff.
On the world stage, there is a responsibility for everybody else to also take the challenge just as seriously as the Democratic Party is in the White House right now.
So it's up to us, guys. We're the problem. All of these voters who have seen through the Democrats' bullshiggity, they're short. The short is up. It's been revealed. All of these people who are digging into them with these poll numbers, we're the problem. It's up to us, man. We got to now stick together. They're pulling a Mayor Adams on us right now, y'all. There's no help coming. Now we got to pull together. Mika out there like, wake the heck up. And this lady is saying we all got to pull together. It's up to everybody. As if all of America feels this way. All of America is going, creepy, sleepy can't save the soul of the country. And Trump isn't. Maybe she don't realize. Oh, she does. What it is, she's trying to convince their voters that, hey, just like they try to convince people that there's a lack of support for conservative opinions and commentary, they do the same thing on their networks when they don't have anybody challenging them. When they're out there saying stuff and using broad terms like we all and Americans, and they want their voters to assume that this is the overall mentality of most Americans. We got to save the country from this orange man who's going to take it over and it's not. When in reality, that is the most insane belief ever. And most Americans, even if they hate Trump, don't believe that garbage. But there you go. They're trying to convince all of us to stick together and help them.
I mean, I know incumbents in general are not popular
Don't
right
you do
now,
it, fake
but do you
crapper.
ever think maybe we should have a new candidate?
Blasphemy! Did y'all see Fake Crapper just glitch up? Maybe we should try something. I might get in trouble. I might lose my job for this. But maybe we should try a new candidate. Now, when you're saying that on CNN, you know it's bad. You know it's bad, man. So let's see what this Pop-Tart right here has to say to that.
No. A new candidate would not have the bully pulpit of the White House.
There you go. No. A new candidate would not have the bully pulpit of the White House. And Joe has that, and he stinks it up every time he comes out to it. Every time he grabs the mic, we don't know what he's talking about. Last night I played a clip where he's like, all of these mass shootings on, not this weekend, but these mass shootings are a result of young people stealing things off of the counter, the shelves. You know what? Never mind. I can't even, it makes me mad to think about it. That guy, that's what he does on the bully pulpit. That's not good. Okay, but listen what she tries. Y'all ready for some gaslight? Neon light? Watch this.
Right, would not have a core of reporters that are covering his every move,
and they're doing a piss poor job. A whole bunch of reporters covering his every move. Why aren't they covering all the lies? Why aren't they covering the fact that he's been lying about his son? Lying about the meetings with his son? Why aren't they covering all the gaffes That man drops out gas like gas every couple seconds. Putin out gas along with gas. But nonetheless, they're not covering all of that stuff. They're covering it up. There you go. That's all about it. We're going to cover it up. That's what we're going to do. So, yeah, here she is. They're covering him all the time. They're walking around following him. If that was the case, do you understand if they were reporting correctly, it would be a complete tsunami of negative reporting. All right, today I was following the president. He almost slipped down the steps coming off of Air Force One. Then he couldn't put his jacket on. Then his wife had to rush in and help him because he followed the wrong people and went off on a... If they were covering it correctly, that's what it would sound like. But nope, they're not doing that.
I would ask, as we discuss this here, and just let slide that Trump is close enough in age to Biden, and also...
Oh, here we go. Y'all ready for the gaslight? Now what she's about to try to do, y'all, is say, here's a comparison. Now, I know y'all all seen with your bare eyes Biden on stage this way, shaking hands with ghosts. I know y'all seen that. I know you all seen him forget things, say things that don't make no sense. I know that. However, what I'm going to tell you guys right now is Trump is just as bad. Here you go.
So that Trump's speeches are largely incoherent and have been from the jump, but like...
There's only so much gaslighting I can take. So much gaslighting you can shove down the throat of people. She just said Trump's speeches are just as incoherent. And it's been that way from the jump. So what she's really doing is throwing mud on our intelligence. So you're telling me all of us have been sitting around for 6 years, actually 8 now, listening to Trump incoherently convince us to vote for him. He gets out there and he says things like, you know what, Barack and I feel like it's a right to have community college. And we all go, yeah, community college, that's a thing. What thing is that again, honey? You don't know what that thing is. But don't worry, it's Trump. He's incoherent, but I kind of understand him. I can't even believe she said that. So now all of these millions and millions of people who are about to vote for Trump, who supports Trump, we've been listening to incoherence this whole time. Projection. Thank you. So here we go.
Like somehow that narrative is the Biden narrative here.
Somehow that narrative is the Biden. But no, it's not the fact that Biden can't talk. It's not that. It's, somehow that narrative, the Biden narrative here. Like, we have no legitimate reason to feel that Biden is mentally compromised. Mentity. He's blew out mentity. So, but somehow it's the Biden narrative here. It's not the proof. It's not our own eyes. It's not what we see and hear. It's not us watching this dude trick all over the place. Don't know where to go. Stand there like, it's not that. Unbelievable. I mean, did these people try to pull this off? But not on my watch.
I do think that the benefit that he has is as we get closer to the day, and as you said, people pay attention, that the difference will become clear. But I'm hanging on to hope here.
That's all you hanging on to. That Trump derangement syndrome. She came out and did her job, y'all. She slung some gaslight all over that audience right there. So there you go. She's saying, man, she's hoping. She's hoping against hope. She's like, oh, I'm hoping, y'all. Hoping a prayer. Living on a prayer. So let's go over to CNN and see how they're coping with all of this. Here we go.
In these two critical battleground states, Georgia and Michigan, in our new poll conducted by SSRS, Donald Trump has a lead in both. He's currently winning both states. Now, as you noted, Joe Biden won them in 2020.
Did he? See, that's the question I have. Did he?
2 of 5 states, he flipped from red to blue.
Did he?
And that is how he got to the White House. 49% to 44%.
Now, I could just go ahead and pick that whole statement to pieces, but I'm not. I'm not going to tarry on that right there. But that's how he got to the White House. It probably is that we put together the most comprehensive voter fraud program. Could it be that? I'm just wondering. Could it be that? Could it be all of those people boarding up windows and shutting down voting booths and next morning somehow Biden won and 81 million votes. 81 million votes. The most popular president of all times.
In Georgia, Trump advantage there, an even larger advantage in Michigan, 50% for Trump, 40% for Biden. And I just want to show you in Michigan specifically, Dana, look what happens when you add in these independent third-party kind of candidates.
Better get my focus on.
Trump's number goes down too, but Biden's number goes down real low. So 39% for Trump, 31% for Biden.
Well, look at that.
RFK Jr. pulling 20% in Michigan, Cornel West getting 6% right now. That, in addition to Donald Trump having some strength, clearly, this is another threat coming at Joe Biden from another direction.
Yeah, I mean,
wow. Now I wonder how hard it took them to not throw up while reporting this. How hard did it take them to keep all that vomit from coming up while they're reporting this? Because you know they're sick to their stomach. You know these polls got to be bad if CNN have no choice but to go ahead and report this. Like, the polls show that it looks like I'm sorry. Okay, back to the polls. You know they sick, y'all.
I mean, just look at those two numbers. There's only an 11 percentage point difference between Joe Biden and RFK right now in
We'll see if they can
Michigan.
maintain
Yeah,
this
I mean, that's right now. A snapshot.
There's only 11.
All polls. Good point.
Our new CBS News poll says the most important challenge facing the country is inflation, with 7 in 10 Americans disapproving of President Biden's handling of it.
7 of 10, even though the Biden administration's been telling us inflation's down, is lower than the wages are up, and wages are down, and at one point trillion the wages are, and then all of that mess. In spite of him getting that wonderful, clear message out to us,
Next, immigration at the border, and that issue is...
In spite of that border being closed, the border secure. In spite of mucus coming out, the border is secure, and we are actually taking it to the cartel, and that is exactly why we are In spite of that, you're telling me these people are concerned about this wonderfully secured border?
Is keeping a foreign aid package with badly needed support for Ukraine and aid to Israel tied up in Congress. The state of democracy is the third biggest problem.
Now that could be perspective. If you're a bubblehead, you're thinking democracy is at threat because Trump's a dictator and he's about to come. But if you're a rational thinking citizen, you're saying these Democrats are Marxists. They are tyrants. These folks are abusing their power. And you best believe that's number one on my list. We don't have a country. If these people remain in power, they will use that power to completely shut down any dissent and target all. If they could target Trump, you think they're going to go ahead and let us slide? They will immediately, if they somehow wiggle their way back into power, turn their attention towards us. See, that's exactly what they would do. So that's number one on my list. I mean, forget economy, forget all of that. So get them out of there because they are tyrants. Yeah, we got to destroy the deep state. We got to get back a real DOJ. We got to, I mean, there's so many things we got to do. It won't matter if, these folks stay in power. Yeah, the border is a big problem. Number one is up there. It's up there. It's close to number one. But if we don't get these people out of power, we ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. They'd be like, shut up. Matter of fact, that right there is hate speech, talking about that border. And right now, if you criticize us right now, you're hurting Biden's feelings. You're hurting Biden's feelings. And right now, that's endangering. They would use that mess to destroy every area of our life and to control us. That's why right now, that's number one. Democracy, or should I say our republic. So, yeah, that's perspective. What else?
The eyes of Americans, and rounding out the top 4, gun violence.
Only in Chicago. See, I'm not worried about gun violence, except in S-hole-ran Democrat cities. That's what I'm worried about. The ones with the most strictest gun laws, but yet all of the shootings take place in their cities.
Another problem for which there seems to be little solution or political appetite for legislation that might help fix it.
And we talked about younger
What's
voters
this?
on foreign
Younger
policy,
voters?
and it's true on a host of other topics. Disaffected with Joe Biden. We have 46% for Trump, 42% for Biden.
Oh, that's a problem. Young voters? 18 to 34, maybe there is hope. So let's continue.
The youngest voters in the 2020 election were Biden plus 26. This could be a massive sea change.
So, John, let's look at some of these specific.
Oh, y'all ready for this spin? Y'all ready for this spin, Aruski? Oh, so now they're trying to cope on MSNBC, y'all. All right, let's look at this. Let's break this down.
Specifics here on our first graphic, and this is that fewer 18 to 29-year-olds plan to vote this time around. That's the fear of the Biden campaign, which is not that they're going to leap to Donald Trump, but that they just don't show up at all. So as you look inside here,
I'll take it either way. If they show up and vote for Trump, great. If they don't show up, great. Okay? I don't want nobody taken away from our victory. I want it to be a landslide. And a landslide brought creepy down. I don't want it to be close, because if it's close, they'll steal it. It needs to be a landslide, period. But let's continue and watch this man right here come out and tell us something.
it is true that more Republicans and independents say they won't vote. So is the Biden White House. Should they be feeling good this morning that at least Democrats, young Democrats, say they're going to go out and vote?
Well, that's certainly good news, Willie. But remember, there are more independents today than there were 4 years ago.
Uh-oh.
So people are disassociating with the Democratic Party, specifically young people of color, young African Americans, and young Hispanics.
Yeah, the brothers, the jungle, and the Latino brothers from another mother. You're telling me the young Latinos and young black folks are starting to wake up and say, man, these people suck. Yeah, they're not what they say they are. Talking about we love black people as they shove illegal immigrants into our neighborhoods. That is black and Latino neighborhoods. See, even Latinos, got a problem with y'all shuffling a whole bunch of illegal and Latinos into their neighborhood. Go figure. I thought all minorities were supposed to get on board with your racism and your fight against discrimination and all that xenophobe. I thought everybody was supposed to get on board. So now we got black folks up in Chicago. Mad, sounding like white nationalist Trump supporters. Yep. So let's see what else.
Digit decreases in the number of young people who align with the Democratic Party today relative to 4 years ago.
Why is that?
We spent a lot of time on this set and others really talking about voter suppression.
Voter suppression.
For good reason. This is about voter depression.
What's that? Both of these. What's that? Voter suppression for good reason. What voter suppression are you talking about? You mean the kind that requires people to actually get up out their own bed, go down to the voting booth, show an ID, go in and cast their own vote? You mean that type of voter suppression? Huh? So instead, let's go ahead and get your ballots for you. We'll fill them out for you. We'll take them in for you. We'll cast it for you. And if we can't do that, they're suppressing your vote. If you need to show an ID, they're suppressing your vote. If you got to stand there in a line and they're not bringing you water and snacks, they're suppressing your vote. That's not voter suppression. What voter suppression are you talking about, you dumb man up here, you deceiver? This burns me up when they say that. Someone go out there and find me the black people or any other person in America that's saying my vote was suppressed because they wouldn't let me vote on the basis of what? What I am hearing is a lot of people saying in Democrat cities, somehow I voted already. And I got down here and now they're telling me I can't vote because some Democrat operative came and grabbed my vote out my mailbox or whatever and cast it for me and didn't think I would show up. Now here I am. My vote's being suppressed. There you go. So these mail-in ballot garbage, that's, in my opinion, suppressing the vote. But here we go. So this guy said not only a voter suppression, but voter, what did he say? Voter something. He's coming up with a new term. Here we go.
Voter suppression for good reason. This is about voter depression.
Voter depression. Okay, well, let's see where he's going with this.
And I think it's a calculated campaign from the far right to depress young people's turnout in politics.
Did y'all see that spin? That man straight said this is a campaign from the far right to suppress young people's vote, their view of voting. It's us, y'all. They could never accept their own garbage. That man misplaced blame like I've never seen before. Yeah, so let's understand this, guys. Just because our movement is exciting, it's smart, we can laugh, we make sense when we make arguments, and all of this stuff. We can meme. We still got a sense of humor. We clown the left and all of its stupid ideas and narratives and policies about transgender and about all this stuff. Just because that is actually probably more inviting than being mad, running around all the time talking about white nationalism, running around talking about shame, gluing your hands to the concrete, laying out in front of stuff, talking about run me over if you have to, just because nobody wants to be a part of that garbage. So now all of a sudden we're depressing the vote. It's not us and our promises that we broke, us our overuse of identity politics, our radicalism. It's not that. It's not our bad job that we've done. Somehow the far right has depressed the vote. And I'm sure he probably would have signed oppressing the vote too, voter suppressing rather the vote. He'd probably label that us to do that. They did that. The far right suppressed the vote and depressed the vote. Does that make sense? No. Here we go.
Right, they're depressed about views of government. They're depressed about the views of both parties, and we can see the effect. I think in the rise of cynicism, and at this point, a year out, they're less likely to participate in the campaign.
And John, I think
wow, I don't even know how that. What does that even? That meant to depress the vote, the dissent, a rise of. He don't know what to say. He just pulled that mess right out of his butt, man. Right out of his doutoir. And got the nerve to blame it on the far right. But guys, when in doubt, they're desperate. They're hanging on to their last Hail Mary. When in doubt, bring out some abortion.
Take us inside Biden world. How concerning is this? And I know within this context, you've got new reporting on how they might use the issue of abortion, which we've obviously been talking about here in 2024. The first reaction.
So wait a minute. You're telling me your abortion is a campaign strategy? That's all it is? That's all it is to the Democrats? This woman is about to walk us through a campaign strategy to use abortion to win votes.
Reaction is that bad poll numbers are something that is somewhat baked in the minds of people who are close to the president. They've seen it before, and then they turn quickly and look at recent elections and say, when voters are asked to not just respond to a survey, but to cast a ballot, they have done so in ways that match up with some of the president's priorities. We saw it in November in Virginia with the state legislature. We saw it in Ohio with respect to abortion. On abortion, the new reporting is that the campaign will more aggressively tie Donald Trump to every instance in America where there is a restriction, a ban on abortion, when there is abortion in the news. You were talking with Senator Romney about the Texas case.
What kind of corrupt, nasty foulness? So can't win on the merits. Let's go ahead and somehow focus on abortion. It's our last ditch effort. Tying Trump to any bad abortion situation, anybody who feels like, all right, I got taken advantage of, and now I had to actually go across the state lines to get any of that. That's all Trump's fault. They're going to try to tie him to all of that and ride in. That's what they're hitching their wagon on. That's their Hail Mary pass. How many people does that impact, though? That's my question. Is that something you can go and to the pump and say, all right, I supported abortion, fill it up. Is that going to lower the interest rates? I'm all about women's reproductive rights. So I don't want to pay this high interest rate on my car or on my house. Is that going to change anything? I mean, is that one of those issues that they are relying on that the average person says, that's so important to me? I mean, because if you're not in the situation, usually it's not really a big thing to you. And don't get me wrong. A guy comes up, what? Are you sure? Now all of a sudden it might pop up in his head. But on an average, it's like, what that got to do with me? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm voting for my pump to get that price on the pump to go down. That's what I'm voting for. I'm voting to keep all of these people from coming into my neighborhood. But no, they're going to use abortion, such a moral, I guess, topic. That ain't one of them things you just use as a political strategy. That right there, they don't even stop to think of the moral issue when it comes down to abortion. They just use it. Listen to this.
Say Ken Paxton, the state attorney general there, was endorsed by Donald Trump. And so they want to link Trump in every way to the change in people's lives with respect to abortion. And to then say that is the kind of position you would have when Donald Trump talks about day one, being an authoritarian, a dictator.
There goes another lie. So understand, guys, we're all going to stop in our track and change our vote. All of those other topics we listen to throughout my show that focus on real life-changing issues, things that people have been recognizing, these folks plan to come out there and say, hey, I know y'all are looking to Trump to reset the economy, bring us back to a respectable stage, place on the world stage. I know y'all looking for all of that, but exchange all of that for abortion. Did you know Trump? He appointed those Supreme Court judges that struck down abortion. And Trump, he's responsible for all the abortion. Did you know that? That's what they're banking on. Now, this is such a low-down, dirty tactic and a long shot, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But that's where they're at.
They're saying day by day he's becoming more autocratic.
And she lies. Talking about, you heard what Trump said. He said day one he's going to become a dictator. And what else he say? See, this right there is the ABC, NBC, crowd of people who would listen to that and say, yeah, that's what they told me. They said on day one, he said he's going to become a dictator. You're not going to look beneath the surface. You're not going to see what's plugging up the stopper. You're not going to see why everything is flooded. What's under there? So you just want me to stop it looking at the water? This water's high. That's a problem. Yeah, it is. It's a problem. Yeah. So you should pay me. Pay me. Instead, how about I just look under and say, hey, there's my problem. There's something plugging up the hole. So here she is talking about, he said on day one, he's going to become a dictator. And see, she won't say that because, that messes up her narrative.
And so if they look at something practical like abortion, that's a way to get practical. At it. Democracy might be more theoretical for many Americans. And so abortion is a way where they can link him to that day by day.
Wow. Now, if that ain't a desperate, disgusting issue, I mean, it's sad that the Democrats are associating themselves with that. I mean, whatever happened to being embarrassed? Look how far we have come. When they are boldly and proudly using abortion to win elections. That's where we're at. Yeah. I mean, nobody's embarrassed anymore about stuff. Remember back in the day, if a girl got pregnant in high school, she disappeared. She disappeared. She went out there celebrating it. Hey, girls. Hey, y'all, I'm having a shower. And, it was one of those things the family was like, look, man, this right here, how'd this happen? Yeah. The girl might even go away for a summer or something. Come back and all of a sudden, hey, I brought my little cousin back with me. There was a sense of embarrassment, a little bit of shame, like, okay, I'm trying to hold on to, so. But now, everything's a celebration. Full blown, using abortion as a campaign topic. Trump, he's fighting against abortion. And the crazy part is there's a lot of people who don't even stop and realize, wait a minute. Y'all are that thirsty about abortion? That y'all are telling me to change my whole vote? Y'all aren't even asking me to consider the moral issue when it comes to abortion. I shouldn't even stop and think, well, I mean, how do I feel about that? I mean, what does the Bible say? What does my own internal gut tell me? Don't think about that. Yeah, vote on that issue. That goes to show the Democrat Party is a demonic, nasty, stinking party. I mean stinking.
2024 politics and polls, Wall Street Journal poll shows that Donald Trump is dominating the Republican field at 59%, a nearly 45% lead ahead of Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, who are...
Wait a minute. He's ahead of the strong, positive, independent woman, Nikki Haley.
Are are roughly tied for second place, as you can see right there. But those same polls indicate that Nikki Haley is the candidate in a general election who can beat Joe Biden in a landslide. She does actually better than Donald Trump in a general.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. Don't you believe it? That sounds like a rigged poll. That sounds like a poll to try to make Americans say, well, we don't want to take the chance of Donald Trump losing to Joe Biden, so we better go with Nikki Haley. That's what we better do. She's a more safer bet. Man, you got to bet. I am not buying that one bit. Tom said it the best. Don't you believe it? Talking about how she could beat him by 51. Man, I would be, if they somehow sabotage Trump, I don't even know. I was thinking about that today. You know, if they somehow stop Trump, who would you even vote for? If they put any of them weasels up there, I'm like, I would be so upset that I wouldn't even want to see Nikki Haley in the office either. I mean, I'd be like, is there another option? It got to be another option. You know, so they want this chick to be elevated by trying to make it appear that she's the one that most likely can beat Joe Biden, in spite of all of these polls where Trump's blowing everybody out the water, including her. So line Biden as we close, y'all.
President Biden on Ukraine and also China. There's polling by the Associated Press that shows that almost 70% of Americans, including 40% of Democrats, believe that you acted either illegally or unethically in regards to your family's
What you got to say to that,
interests. Can you explain to the Americans, amid this impeachment inquiry, why you interacted with so many of your son and brother's foreign business associates?
I'm not going to comment that. I did not, and it's just a bunch of lies.
You didn't interact with many of their business associates?
I did not.
Y'all see this liar up there? Bunch of lies. It's a bunch of lies. That is fascinating. He's a little beyond the, that point where you can still, say, well, no, that's, unfounded. These are accusations. These are lies. We all know it's true now, Joe. Everybody knows it's true. You know it's bad when these people have to come out and say it's true.
There's lies.
Lies. Thank you, Tom.
Despite his denials, a CNN review of the laptop data as well as other public material shows that Joe Biden did interact with some of his son's associates.
Oh, now you know it's bad. When C to the end comes out and says, it shows that he did. And that fool just got right out there and said, lies, bunch of lies. Well, we're going to have to go ahead and check his work. Here we go.
Serving as vice president, though it's unclear exactly what was discussed.
Lies, just a bunch of lies. Not even a malarkey. Were you convinced? I wasn't, because if you look at just some of the documented meetings between Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's business associates, it doesn't look like these were lies at all.
What?
It looks, in fact, like a pattern of corruption between Hunter and Joe to sell influence and access to the U.S. government.
So if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. So now, he just got out there and said he had no interaction. No interaction. In his mind, and it might be in his head, he might be, I didn't. I have no idea what y'all talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember what I ate yesterday. But nonetheless, here he's out here saying that, no, these were all lies. So now we got to go ahead and look at things that if they were really doing their job, they would have this list in the press room. They would have this list. Okay, Mr. President, you just said there were lies on this date. So let's do a quick breakdown of all of these lies that Joe just said. Here we go.
Here's a small and entirely incomplete list just to get you started.
Just to warm up.
In November 2010, Joe Biden had a sit-down meeting with Eric Schwerin, the president of Hunter's private equity
That's
firm,
a lie.
in the West Wing, and used a secret email to exchange hundreds of emails between them when he was vice president.
Sick of
In
the
December
lies.
2013, Hunter flew with Joe Biden aboard Air Force 2 to China, where he introduced him to Jonathan Lee,
Another lie.
a Chinese businessman. Next year, April 2014, Joe Biden met with Devin Archer, another co-founder of Hunter's private equity firm, in the White House a week before Archer joined the board of Burisma.
Okay, there's only three. There's only three times. Other than that, the rest are all just lies, fabrications. Trump and all of his Giuliani friends and stuff is making it up to smear me and my crackhead son.
Remember our Ukrainian oil and gas friends? August 2014. Pictures show Joe Biden golfing with his son Hunter and Devin Archer while they were both, that's Hunter and Devin.
Now, these lies are hard to overcome. Hard to overcome these lies, man. These are nice. They're four. We only at four, y'all. This is getting warmed up. Just wet in your palate. This right here is the appetizer. There you go. So that's four off grip. That's four off grip. And that man said, lies, all lies.
Serving on the Burisma board. I wonder what they discussed at the 19th hole. April 2015, Joe Biden attended a dinner in Washington, D.C. with Hunter's business partners from Russia, Ukraine, and Kazakhstan. November 2015, Joe Biden hosted his son's Mexican business partners, Carlos Slim, Miguel Alamin Velasco, and Miguel Alamin Magnani at his personal residence.
Wow. Why ain't this man in jail? Why ain't this man being subpoenaed to come in and testify before Congress? If they don't muster up an impeachment like tomorrow, boy, I hear we're going to be in the spring. We might be able to. What's taking so long? Why is it that Newsmax is able to list all of this stuff? And y'all just heard Joe Biden get out and say lies. Now, we got 6 lies going on so far. If he lied about all of these, do you think that he's going to tell the truth about the money he's getting and all of that stuff? You think he's going to be honest about all the bank accounts and where they're going and how the money's being funded? You think so? That man is lying about stuff that is objectively true, has been proven. Pictures of him with Hunter's business partners. Lies. He's a masterful liar.
May 2017, Joe Biden meets with family business partner Tony Bobolinsky twice. And that's the same, by the way, Tony Bobolinsky, who testified under oath that the big guy, the guy who was getting 10% of everything, was none other than Joe Biden.
What? But those are lies. All lies. Unreal. So we got Tony Bobolinsky out there like, man, firsthand, I met with this dude, man. He is the big guy. I can prove it. And the media forever, there's nothing tying Joe Biden to his son's business dealings and stuff like that. Now they're starting to go ahead and loosen up a little bit because the lies are building up and so overwhelming that it's going to reveal to their raggedy audience how corrupt and evil they are, how fake they are. You could only lie so much, man. The media is like, Joe, you got too many lies. Now, we are liologists, but we can't even cover up for those amount of lies. So here we go, some more.
I gotta ask, why is the president lying? Well, I think it's fairly obvious. On the subject of Bobolinsky, he voluntarily provided testimony to the FBI that he met Joe on 2 occasions in Beverly Hills, California in 2017. On the first time, Jim and Hunter were present, and on the second time, Bobolinsky met with Joe Biden.
A solo mission?
The New York Post Miranda Devine reports this week that Bobolinsky told her, why is Joe Biden blatantly lying to the American people and the world by claiming that he did not meet with me face to face?
Just like he lied and denied that granddaughter of his. Just like he's been lying through his whole career. But all of a sudden now, he's just Joe from Scranton. He's honest and you know what? He's respected and he's just like a... No, that guy has been lying for decades. That's why he failed the first 2 times he ran for president. Plagiarized all them lies. And here he is again. So this man denied meeting with Tony Bobolinsky face to face. Oh, what else?
He should call his son Hunter and brother Jim as they can remind him of the facts. Wow. The American people deserve the truth.
And they will never give it to us willingly. They're going to go down fighting, man. They're going to make him have to confess that these are lies. See, this is unreal, man. But Joe, he just meanders off. Those are lies. Lies. I'm out of here. Don't ask me again about this nonsense. You think Trump can get away with this? The man that they claim lied 17 million times a day. Just get up there, do a press conference, and all of this crap is out there, and somebody asks you about it, and you say lies and walk off. There you go. That's what he owes the American people. See, it's one of those things. Hey, don't question my business dealings. Don't question all of this evidence, America. Don't worry about if I'm compromised because I've been getting all this money from China, from Ukraine, from all these other countries. Don't you be questioning that, even though I'm supposed to be watching over the whole country and protecting y'all from all of the threats abroad. And I might be compromised. I don't owe y'all all of the transparency that I demand Trump has. Because, see, back in the days, what we should be talking about is all of Trump's corruption and his son and his family for making all that money in China. And see, he wanted them to be transparent. Open up the books. But this is the disrespect. Really, honestly, he probably can't do no better. Because do you think he could stand up there and justify this at the stage that he's in? I mean, they would eat him to pieces if they read this list right here in front of Joe and said, hey, Joe, you said that you never met, but what about this date? What about that? What about this picture I'm looking at right here? Is that you, Joe? Is that you? That man is not at the level where he can even lie his way out of that. So only thing he can do is say lies and walk away. And yet we heard that lady earlier in my show talk about the media covers him and follows him around. That gives him a shot. No, they're not doing their job. They should be bombarding him with this stuff right here.
I call on Mr. Biden to stop lying and correct the record, he said. Now, beyond all this, there is other testimony. Bank records, emails, texts, WhatsApp. The whole box of dice linking Joe to Hunter's business ventures. Joe, remember, is the guy who was the figurehead that Hunter was selling access to. Yeah. Without Joe, Hunter has no business model at all.
There you go. Because the crackhead can't pull that type of cheese in by himself being a crackhead. When's the last crackhead you saw that somehow made $24 million? When's the last crackhead you saw do that? We saw his capability sitting there recording themselves with hookers, playing with guns, running around naked, all of that stuff. That's what that guy was about. And at the occasional meetings, hey, Dad, you want me to go make us some money? Sure, Hunter, I want you to do it. I'm pimping you out too. All right, just like the hookers you're paying for, you're my little hooker, Hunter. Now go out there and get me 10%. That's what was going on. Unfortunately, the guy paying for the hookers became the hooker. Unbelievable.
It stinks and is corrupt, and it represents the selling out of America by the side of politics that loves to pretend that it's squeaky clean while acting like Republicans are the real crooks. Yeah. Burisma, the Chinese, even the wife of a Russian oligarch, all of them just managed somehow, coincidentally, to stay off the sanctions list after Putin invaded Ukraine.
Isn't that crazy?
You know, they're all the beneficiaries. This ain't going away, and if the press does its job, it will have a big bearing on what happens next November.
And that is if the press does its job. That's a long shot. They are tiptoeing their way through this whole investigation. They are reluctantly reporting on it. They are filtering it out little bit by little. That shows that Hunter did do all of this stuff, but still, there's nothing tying Joe Biden to this. Okay, now Joe Biden, he did tell just a little teeny white lie about the meeting with the. No, how about you go heavy? How about you go in on this stuff like you would if it was Trump? But y'all aren't going to do that because y'all helped prop this man up. The fake news helped prop him up. They knew all about these lies. They knew about the truth of the laptop. They knew that Joe's dirty. You got to be a complete 100% fool to not be able to tell that Joe is dirty. That's why I blame the FBI. I blame the DOJ. I blame the fake news. Common sense lets me know that. And if you as a reporter can't put all of these pieces together, you're no good, or either you're lying. Either you're no good at your job or you're lying. Because I would expect any reporter to say, wait a minute, you telling me all of this evidence floating around? You telling me all of these whistleblowers? Maybe I should dig into this. You're telling me all this and then go over to the FBI. They're trained to be able to see these things happening. See, well, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That looks suspicious. This and that. Why can you do this when it comes down to everybody? Y'all want to go ahead and track down facial recognition and all of that mess. Why can you do that? Yeah, but yet when it comes to Joe, it's right over the head. Have no idea why his son flew to China and Ukraine with him on Air Force 2. Nothing suspicious there. Have no idea why the Ukrainian former president said, I got some insurance tapes of the phone call with Joe making me fire that guy. None of that prompts your suspicion, your police instinct, and you're supposed to be the brilliant FBI. Anybody else, they would hear something like that and they go, that right there sounds like collusion, coercion. But for some reason, Joe, it's just a normal phone call. I don't know why that guy recorded him like that. See, this is the crap that us as American citizens are looking at and saying, this is why we got to win. This is why we must win. When we know the powerful is protecting people like Joe, we don't have a country. Who knows who's running it? Because that guy sure ain't. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me on this Tuesday night. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I should be back, Lord willing. So please hit the like button, share my videos. All of those that said they've been suspiciously unsubscribed, thank you for resubscribing, and make sure you set your notifications to all, because that's one of the excuses they claim why the folks aren't getting the notifications. That's because they don't have their notifications turned on to all. And I let them know every time. I tell them every single time, turn the notifications on. All of that stuff. You're just feeding me doo-doo and telling me it's chocolate. I know the difference. Just like the FBI's been doing, just like Joe Biden's been doing, just like the fake news has been doing. I know doo-doo when I smell it. So please make sure you set your notifications to all. Text MAGA to this number, 330-974-4607, so I can keep you informed just in case something crazy happens. Don't forget, I'm about to upload some standalone videos right after this. So keep your ear to the streets for that one, because you're probably not going to get a notification. And if you can help out supporting the channel, the link is below this video. Please do that as well if you can. Okay, other than that, we will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for the kind words. Look at that. Kev, you rock 100%. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. I'm a black eyeologist. I give the left black eyes. That's what I do. So let's get out of here. And I got Gizmo staring at me right now, y'all. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. And my owner's hardcore. Not soft. All city. I know you see you wear tear up the place. Yeah. God bless. Take care.